Yeah, we are good to go.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Manas Naik, pleased to be your sergeant at arms for today's joint meeting. This is a joint meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club and Gandhinagar Toastmasters Club. I am happy to see a lot of wonderful, smiling, beautiful faces of cognizant people who want to be a leader, who want to be a speaker. So now I am officially open this joint meeting. I welcome all impending eloquent speakers to the 61st meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club and 123rd meeting of Gandhinagar Toastmasters Club. I can give you a ballpark figure that today's meeting is going to be a great one, as both the club's VP break the new ground to make an event. I am excited today because last touch up on this meeting has given today morning only for better tomorrow. Now, as our meeting are happening online because of this pandemic, so some ground rules we need to follow in this online meeting environment. First, I request all of you to rename yourself. All Toastmasters can prefix TM, Tango, Mango to your name, and guest can prefix guest. All the role players put their as per the role they took. I also requested all the speakers and role holders like to prefix their roles as per the role slot. It is to identify them. It is easy to identify them. I just give you 10 seconds for this activity. If you are facing any hurdles, then just kindly let me know. I will happy to help you. Please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. I would request you not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You can use that private chat to provide feedback. You all are requested to keep your video on if you are not moving around or not sipping anything, any drinks, and audio on mute in case you are not speaking. As a Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. You can connect with me for any technical leads, as I am your sergeant at arms, as well as a Zoom master for today's meeting. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservation, please let us know so that we can talk further. We can network after the meeting. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio video check before they start their speech and ensure they need to pin the timer or confirm that the same is visible at all times. Here we can display a high five or a namaste when taking over or leaving from a role. Let me share the mission of our club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to deliver, to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now it's a time for me to invite our presiding officer. It's my great pleasure to introduce our presiding officer who is going to talk us on our club business. So he is pursuing PhD in electrical engineer with us who have publication in a various reputed international American and Russian journals. It's our privilege to have him as a presiding officer for the day. Now, without any delay, let me invite our presiding officer with a round of applause. He is none other than our Toastmaster Dheeraj. Dheeraj, and
thank you,
over to
Toastmaster.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Manas, for such a lovely and wonderful introduction.
You always bring so much detail about the persons you introduce. And I would like to start with the introduction of Toastmaster Manas. He is a very energetic and enthusiastic Toastmaster in our club. And whenever any low role is left vacant, he at the last moment takes that role and ensures that the meeting happens in a proper manner. He is also author of a very wonderful book. I would recommend all the members to go and read his book. It's a really interesting book. So with this, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the joint meeting of Speakers Community and Gandhi Toastmaster Club. It's wonderful to experience the joint meeting and learn from both the clubs at what is best in the other club. And I'm very fascinated to see that a young member from the Gandhinagar Toastmaster Club has taken the cognizant of the ongoing problem which the world will face after down the line after say 40 to 50 years about the global biodiversity and how we should be living the sustainable living so that we can have a wonderful future for our children and next generation. So as per the data, by 2050, the world whopping population would be 10 billion. And you know that with the increasing number of population, the demand of everything like food, clothes, housing, everything will increase. And already right now we are experiencing a crunch and a deficiency of majority of the things. And after say 40 to 50 years, how we will going to survive. So until and unless we humankind learn the importance of sustainable living, we develop a breakthrough technology or artificial means of living and developing the things without which we cannot continuously deplete the resources which the nature earth offers to us. So please stay tuned to today's meeting and listen to what the Toastmaster of the day will bring to us. Before we go ahead with the further proceedings of the meeting, let me introduce the guests and welcome them. Master, can you help me with the guest in today's meeting? Okay, so I can see Surbhi Birla. So Surbhi Birla, welcome to this meeting. Please introduce yourselves and let us know that how you got to know about the Toastmaster and what is your motivation of joining today's meeting. Surbhi, are you able to listen to me? Yeah, please share your expectation from today's meeting and introduce yourself.
Yes. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning.
I am Surbhi Birla. I'm from MP.
Yeah.
Recently, I shifted here, Gandhinagar. Last weekend, I joined meeting. The very inspiring me. This meeting was very. Okay.
Thank you for being a part of this meeting. Your voice was breaking, but yes, we can conclude that you will be excited throughout the journey of your Toastmaster. And yeah, today's meeting you will going to enjoy. Thank you for joining us. With this, let me bring on board our next guest, and I can see our next guest is Kuldeep. So Kuldeep, please
Hi.
switch on your video camera. Yes, and introduce yourself and please share with us your expectation for today's meeting and how you got to know about the Toastmaster Club.
Hello. Hello, all of you. I am Kuldeep Sharana from Gandhinagar. I heard about your club from one of your members, is Akanksha Singh.
Okay.
And purpose of to join your club is I want to be a good leader as well as a good speaker. Actually, there is a problem of fluency in me, so don't mind. That's all.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And definitely you are not only going to improve your fluency and the communication skill, you will also going to enhance your leadership skill while your journey in the Toastmaster Club. Stay tuned with us till the end of the meeting. At the end of the meeting, we have a networking session where the guests can further communicate with us and learn that how we do in the Toastmaster and beyond Toastmaster in a personal life. With this, yeah, thank you. With this, let me introduce, bring on board our the next guest. Yeah, Jignesh. Jignesh, I mean, please switch on your camera and let us introduce and let us know about you and your expectation from today's meeting.
Yeah, thanks Toastmaster. So I'm Jignesh, and I'm part of this group, a guest group from last several months. Somehow in between I had a disconnected, but today I seen an interesting topic, sustainable living. So I thought let me be a part of this discussion, or try to understand what the things are like. And this is something from my side. And I've been like introduced to this group from last, I can say, 1.5 years or 2 years back, and then I attended a couple of meetings in between. But looking forward for having a good discussion and understanding as well. Thanks.
Yeah, sure, sure. We'll also love the discussions and we are very understandable. This is what defines the Toastmasters. Stay tuned till the end of the meeting. We will again connect with you at the end of the meeting in the networking session. And with this thing, I think that I have covered all the guests in today's meeting. Is it? Is there any guest left? VP can help me. Yes, okay, it's done. So let me introduce a very elegant and energetic what I can see from her profile. Let me introduce the Toastmaster of the day. She is currently working with the ONGC as a mechanical engineer since 2016, and she is from Nawabke Shahar, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Let me tell her about her hobbies. So she is fond of listening music. She likes dancing and also 2 years certified Kathak dancer. Yeah, it's very good thing to see. She is a die-hard traveler and have traveled to a number of places. So she also developed interest in cooking and still learn a lot of things, a lot in this direction. Okay. So with this, I would like to bring on board Toastmaster of the day, Aastha Vaish. Please take over. Take over the stage. It's all yours. Big round of applause for her. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dheeraj. Fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, a very good morning to all of you. So, welcome you all to the joint meeting of Gandhinagar Toastmasters Club and Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. Most of you are already aware of how the meeting proceeds, but as Toastmaster of the day, it is my responsibility to give a brief of how a meeting is structured to all of you. So the meeting is broadly divided into 3 parts. The first part is the prepared speech session, where a speaker presents his well-researched and well-prepared and practiced speech in a stipulated time period according to the objectives that are set by his speech evaluator. The second part of the meeting is my favorite part, the table topic session, where an impromptu topic is given by the table topic master to any one of us, voluntarily or involuntarily, and we have to speak whatever comes to our heart instantly. The third part is the evaluation session, where each one of us and the entire meeting is evaluated by the general evaluator and his tag team. Tag means timer, counter, and grammarian. They evaluate the entire meeting. So with this, let me introduce you all to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Jamie. And Toastmaster Jamie would introduce his tag team and convey the importance of the roles of each of the members to all of us. Toastmaster Jamie, over to you.
Good morning, one and all. I'm sorry I'm not able to switch on my video. I am here to give a general evaluation of the entire meeting. But before that, let me introduce to you my tag team for today. I now call upon the timer to give the roles of the timer to all of us so that we are benefited out of the role, so that we know what their importance is and how they are going to perform their role. Over to you, timer.
Good morning, everyone. The timer for today, and I will be assisting all of you to be cognizant of time. I will be showing my screen in different colors, and I will be changing my screen so that it will be like green, yellow, and red. After 5 minutes for prepared speeches, I will change my background to green color. After 6 minutes to yellow, and after 7 minutes to red color. The timings for the prepared speeches will be shared by the evaluator, but it is around 5 to 7 minutes, and the qualifying time will be between 4 minutes 30 seconds to 7 minutes 30 seconds. For table topic, also the general timing will be between 1 minute to 2 minutes. I will be showing my background as green after 1 minute. 1 minute 30 seconds, I will changing it to yellow color, and after 2 minutes, we'll be changing it to red color. The qualifying time will be between 1 minute to 2 minutes 30 seconds. Also, for the evaluator, the timing will be 2 to 3 minutes. After 1 minute 30 seconds, 2 minutes, I will be changing my background to green color. 2 minutes 30 seconds to yellow color, and 3 minutes to red color. The qualifying time for the evaluator will be 1 minute 30 seconds to 3 minutes 30 seconds. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you for that clear introduction, Timer. I would request you to kindly display for us the virtual background so that we are familiar with the virtual background that you're referring to. Okay, so this is red, green, and yellow at the specified time ranges by the timer. Thank you, timer. Now I call upon the R counter for today, Toastmaster Satvik. Toastmaster Satvik, over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as a counter, I will be keeping my meeting. Sound says or interjections like and, like, generally disrupt the flow of the speech and its effectiveness. I will be keeping a note of them and summarize my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, our counter. Now I call upon our third role player of the tag team, the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Rajal. Over to you, Rajal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamie. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guest. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts spoken by the speakers. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day and phrase of the day. So I have put it into the chat box. So the word of the day is cognizant, having knowledge or awareness, especially through personal experience. Its parts of speech is adjective. Example would be, he is cognizant of his duties as a father. Phrase of the day is break new ground. It means to do something innovative or to make progress. Example would be advancements in computer technology break new ground almost every day. So I would request everyone to use word of the day and phrase of the day during the meeting, and I'll submit my report whenever called upon by our general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Jamie.
Thank you, Rajal, for that nice role objectives. I would request each of us to ideally follow or keep in mind or be cognizant and aware of these role players who are playing a crucial role in all of our speeches. If we forget even one of them, we are probably lagging behind. So please make sure you use less of ahs and ums, use more of vocabulary, especially the word of the day and the phrase of the day, and keep in mind the time. Finally, we will be presenting all of these wonderful reports at the end of the meeting. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamie. So, sustainable living for a better tomorrow. Sustainable living today for a better tomorrow. Before proceeding with the crux of my topic, I would like to ask a small question to all of you. What do you mean by the word sustainable? Anyone? The dictionary meaning, the literal meaning.
Persistent, it can be continued for a long time.
Exactly. So sustainable means that a certain rate or a certain quantity of anything, be it resources, be it anything, is maintained. So generally speaking, it means being more reasonable towards our lifestyle, being reasonable to ensure that the earth is available for our future generations. Our future generations, our future generations means our kids, our grandkids, our great great grandkids, and so on. So the World Commission on Environment and Forest in 1987 gave a definition on sustainable development as follows: the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. As we enter the age of globalization, the businesses face a fierce challenge of global competition. The technology changed our living ways, standards, and even our thoughts. Natural resources were consumed more than their limits. And in the name of development, these natural resources were exploited. To meet out the basic requirements of growing population, it became necessary to produce more and more food and make more and more land for living and to give the maximum output. Forests were deforested. And with this, due to deforestation, many animals and plant species got endangered. They came on the verge of extinction. Moreover, making land available for industrialization led to noise, air, water, and soil pollution. This rampant increase in pollution led to two major problems: the global warming and the greenhouse effect. So with this outbreak of pollution, we face other problems of fossil fuels started getting depleted. Crude, coal, drinking water, etc. reached their base. All these evidences raise several questions in front of the world. It forced everyone to think about tomorrow. What kind of development are we doing? This breakneck development indiscriminately created imbalance in the nature, which resulted in many natural disasters and calamities like earthquakes, tsunamis, and much more. Taking cognizance of the aftermath of industrialization, the United Nations organization made its Sustainable Development Forum and publicized many goals. But time to time, there are several meetings, conferences held on global level to overcome the threat which the generation is facing. With this, let's proceed towards the first part of our meeting, the prepared speech session. Before calling upon the speaker, Toastmaster Akarshak, let me first call upon the evaluator, the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Vivek, who shall explain the objectives of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Vivek. My video is not working.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aastha. And to ensure I'm being cognizant of everyone's time, the purpose of the speech today is to practice applying feedbacks and serve as the purpose of the project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedbacks, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Aastha.
So my dear Toastmasters, let's welcome Toastmaster Akarshak for his level 1 project 4 speech. Toastmaster Akarshak, level 1 project 4 speech. The floor is all yours.
Can I start?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Aastha. Thank you, my evaluator, Vivek. So MOM, for most of you from the corporate lingo, it's minutes of meeting, but it's not that. It's not the ready-to-eat brand either. It's the maelstrom of memories, the storm brewing inside, scared to be unleashed, hesitant to come out, lest it pushes everyone away. I wish I had a witty quote today to enlighten your brain cells with the dose of serotonin you all need. But pardon me, this topic is too sensitive for me to make such banters, and I wouldn't do any such injustice. But yet, yes, I do need to give my speech evaluator some points at least to suggest now, don't I? I may not remember my first day in this world, but my first memory is etched deeply. I have been cognizant of many of my important memories. The year is 1992. I was 2 years old. My father is holding my hand on the dusty underpavement of the Delhi roads. It wasn't the Delhi now, still to break new grounds. There was some bit of forestation then. Me and my dad, we are onlooking a school bus coming towards us. I remember the yellow bus design with its black and blue stripes. I remember the face of the driver with his rowdy mustache, the number plate saying 2892. I remember the details as if it happened to me a few minutes ago. The sound of silence and the echoes of those empty roads at 7 a.m. ringing in my ears to this day. I am a good specimen, a proud specimen of the people blessed with a good memory. Or is it cursed? Until a few years ago, the word mental was thrown around so casually, they had to add a suffix called health to normalize the effects. I started to notice signs of having a good memory at the end of 2017. Earlier that year, I had quit my job to study for an MBA. What was supposed to be 6 months plan extended to almost a year. I lost a loved one and it changed me. Who did I lose? It was the namesake of the speech title today, MOM, my mother. For 11 days, I dreamed so real, I felt waking up was the pseudo life I had. For those of you who have seen the Hollywood movie Inception, I was living those dreams for those 11 days. It came with its own set of joys, such as getting to speak to my mom, losing myself in that chain of thought. But it was also a challenge as it was not real. Each day came with a lesson. And each day I saw her teaching me about the values of friendship, the importance of money. It was one of the few times in my life I knew I was dreaming while I was in it, and I didn't want it to end. But she wouldn't let that happen now, would she? After all, she brought forth this life before you, as if she wanted to imbibe her teachings into me before she passed into the afterlife. We are simple creatures, and we're no different from people who can't remember as well. Our medicine is love, and our currency is happiness. We heal the more we love, the more love we give and take, and we get richer the more happiness we share. What are some of the challenges we face? They are the 3 O's: overthinking, obsessing, and oversharing. Overthinking. We tend to get stuck in a continuous loop of what a particular action would do, and we plan for contingency even when we don't need to. We can't help it, it just happens. We think more than we implement actions. So, how can you help? Communicate. Be as clear as you can be. Avoid being passive-aggressive and be as blunt as possible. If you leave us hanging, we tend to think we did something wrong, and then we get lost in our minds. You may hurt us by speaking the harsh truths, but it hurts more not knowing. Obsessing. We tend to focus on one thing at a time. Although some of us can multitask, we usually need to finish one thing at our hand. Else we start obsessing over the most minute details. The obsession would lead to a lot of stress, cause anxiety, and hampers our productivity. What can you do about it? Provide assurance and reassurance. It would take just one line from you. I am here to help. You can do it. Words like these tell us that we are not alone and we can ask for help. The third, oversharing. Most of us are people pleasers. At some point or other in our lives, we share too many details about ourselves to make them like us. Because of which, sometimes we share secrets and sometimes they're not just ours. It took me a long time to control those inhibitions and I lost some friendships along the way. What can you do to help? Listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart and soul. Understand us. If you're not interested, tell us that. But please don't act like you care and then take it all away. All the 3 O's above are interdependent, and each one of them can trigger the other two at any point. So, is it my fault that I remember my memories? Is it a mistake to be born this way? Is it too much to expect to consider this the new normal? My request to you all, show some empathy. These things are real as you and me acknowledge each other's existence. There are many types of memories. There is photographic memory, there's eidetic memory, there is hyperthymesia, there is synesthesia. I will touch these topics in detail in the future, not in my next speech, as my evaluator will give me weird stares if I change the next updated speech too much. As for you, I may just be delivering a speech, but for me, I believe I can change the world with my words, and I will do exactly that. So, did you learn something about us today? If you are interested in learning more, look forward to my next one. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akashik. It was a very mind-bending speech, I must say, and well-researched and well-prepared. So, coming back to sustainable living today for a better tomorrow, I am reminded of a community called Bishnoi community, which is in the northwestern part of Rajasthan in the district of Jodhpur. This community is I am awestruck by the simplistic, the low profile, and the sustainable coexistence that this community practices. And with this, I would like you all to have a glimpse of how this community works, how this community spends its day-to-day life. I would like to show you all a small video related to this.
Aastha, you didn't want to play the audio? Audio is not. You need to click that audio button also while sharing that
The
screen.
audio is not. It's not audible.
Yes, it's not audible. So you need to click that audio buttons while you sharing. You just stop sharing.
Okay.
Again, go to share buttons.
Okay. I need 1 second. What shall I do?
You need to click that share button, and on that share button screen, left hand side at the bottom level, there is a click that audio. Click audio. Then you share the screen.
Then what shall I do? If someone can help.
In the
Just
sharing
stop
option,
this.
Yeah, you go ahead, Manas.
Okay.
Yeah. Aastha, you just stop right now. You stop that screen. Again,
Okay.
go to sharing screen. Again, go to sharing screen from the Zoom. And when that pop-up, that new window is coming for sharing screen, on that left bottom, there is a small, small gap. Is that to share audio? No. You just need to click that, on that sharing screen only. On that sharing screen, left hand side button. Niche, left hand side button.
Share sound.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes. Then you share the screen.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now is it audible?
Where life is a fight for survival,
Yes,
there lives a
yes,
community
good,
for whom
Aastha.
saving the environment
Thank
is their religion. The Bishnois of Rajasthan show that it is possible to live in harmony with nature. Their founder, Guru Jambeshwarji, also known as Jamboji, was born in 1451 in a warrior class family of Rajasthan. The community got its name from the 29 teachings of Jamboji, known as Bishnoi, Bish, which is 20, and Noi, which is 9 in Rajasthani. Bishnois are very aggressive in protecting wildlife, and the recent case of 1998 of a noted Bollywood star is one of the many cases which shows that the community is fearless and strong-headed when it comes to the protection of wildlife. The women take equal part in preserving nature by walking a long distance to get firewood from fallen trees and letting the newborn animal orphans suckle their breast milk like their own children. Bishnois do not cut trees. Instead, they use dried cow dung as fuel. They do not cremate their dead as Hindus normally do because it involves the use of firewood. Instead, they bury them. Each family creates a tank in their field to provide water for black bucks and antelopes. They also maintain groves for animals and birds to feed in. Bishnois often live in little hamlets called dhanis, with just a few rounded huts with intricate thatched roofs. They scrub the floors of the huts and the common courtyards, which are always kept meticulously clean, and cook in earthen ovens. Mahatma Gandhi is said to have derived inspiration from the famous Chipko movement, which originated here. It was a Black Tuesday in the 18th century when 363 Bishnois, led by Amrita Devi, sacrificed their lives to protect khejri trees. Later known as the Khejarli massacre, it started due to the order of Maharaja Abhay Singh of Mewar, who wanted the sacred khejri trees for the construction of his new palace. Amrita Devi protested against the men attempting to cut the trees, who told her that she would have to bribe them to spare the trees. She said she would rather give her life to save trees. Then she spoke her last words. She said, "Sar saathe rukh jaye to bhi sasto jaan," which means if a tree is saved even at the cost of one's head, it's a cheap deal. Saying these words, she offered her head. The axes which were brought to cut the trees severed her head from her trunk. Her 3 young daughters, who were not shaken by this, also offered their heads and met the same fate. Today, the anniversary of the massacre is observed each year at village Khejarli, 26 kilometers southeast of the city of Jodhpur, which has now become an important tourist destination, not just for its history, but also for the way the Bishnois of the area continue to fight against rampant poaching in the area. In October 1996, Nihar Chand Bishnoi had sacrificed his life for protecting wild animals. The Bishnois are presently spread over the western parts of Rajasthan. They are more prosperous than the other communities living in the Thar Desert, probably because of their eco-friendly lifestyle. They are passionate lovers of wild animals. It is because of their protection that in Bishnoi-dominated areas, Deer and antelopes are seen grazing the green fields, despite the fact that the state of Rajasthan, where the Bishnois mainly live, faces severe water shortage.
Through this video, I understand that most of you must be feeling that is it possible for us in our modern day-to-day lifestyle to live like the Bishnois do? Certainly not. I know that we have been so much surrounded by one second. Sorry. So what I wanted to say, that obviously every one of us must have felt that is it even possible for us to live like that, to live like the Bishnois do? Certainly not. But there is obviously something we can do in our day-to-day lifestyle to contribute even a little towards sustaining the environment. So now I open the floor to all of you to tell me what little you think, any one of you, what little contribution you do towards sustaining the environment, towards maintaining a sustainable coexistence in the environment. Any one of you.
So shall I start? Shall I say two things?
Sure.
Okay,
Yes,
so I do two things every time. The first is to preserve water. I try to consume as little as possible the water supply. And second thing I do is to reduce the pollution I contribute to the environment. So whenever possible, I try to use a public transport or cycle. So that's how I am helping for the sustainable living.
Amazing. Anyone else?
Yeah. So the two things what I used to prefer, like making provision of water for the birds, especially during this scorching heat weather. So that's the one thing I used to do on a regular basis. And the use of plastics, like less plastics as less as possible, so that it would not increase the pollution burden of our mother earth. These two
So how
things
do
I
you
used to do.
how do you what are your steps towards reducing the use of plastic? What do you do to reduce the use of plastic?
Yeah, for example, as far as for example, whenever I used to go for carrying anything, I used to carry my bag, like that jute bag, instead of carrying carrying all those things in plastic bags. Okay, and the second thing is direct these kind of steps I used to take.
I beg your pardon?
On a daily basis. Yeah, like whenever I used to go for carrying anything, I use my own bag instead of using those plastic bags. So by this manner, I used to reduce the use of plastic as less as possible.
Wonderful. So thoughtful of you. That we are making small steps towards preserving our environment. Anyone else? I think Jignesh is raising his hand.
Thanks, Aastha. It's a really and wonderful video. Even good to know about the Bisnoi community, that what you talked about, and the movement, because we know a couple of movements has been done for the saving the environment or the nature, right, or the tree. But this is something untold story that what I heard today. It's really good to know about the things. And yes, as you had a question about what are the things that you do for a sustainable living. So on my personal front, I'll be promoting in the monsoon every year. I used to donate some of the samplings in the nearby community. And with the support of my organization, also we have started with some of donating some of the tea guards to the community. So that's what the sort of things we do. And on a personal front, I'll always carry a cotton bag with me whenever I'm going out for a shopping. So that's if anybody needs, in my friends or in my family as well, they'll say, "Iski car ke piche dekki mein kuch hoga, nikal lo wahan se," right? So this is something that I used to do, and even I always promote that as well. So thanks a lot for bringing this wonderful topic today, Aastha, and it's really an eye opener for us as well, like how we can live sustainably, with supporting the ecology as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Jignesh.
You are not audible. Aastha. No.
Are you muted?
Just check it. Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now am I audible?
Right now you can.
So with this, let's move on to the next part of our meeting, the table topic session. I would like to invite our table topic master for the day, Toastmaster Kunal, who will take the floor and encourage every one of you to participate in this very interesting session and pour your heart out. Thank you. Toastmaster.
Am I clearly audible and visible?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day, and I welcome all the Toastmasters and my dear guest. And a special thanks to our Toastmaster of the day for choosing such a relevant topic, as I couldn't relate to it more. As someone rightly said, that we need to be a part of solution and not pollution, isn't it? So on that note, I've also decided to come up with a similar theme for our table topic session. Now, for the benefit of the guest, I would like to mention how a table topic session works. Table topic session is an impromptu public speaking session wherein anybody from the audience can come up and give a speech for at least 1 minute on the topic, which will be given by me. So to give a guest a benefit of the doubt, I would like to begin with our Toastmaster. So anybody who's like to volunteer for the first topic. Zoom Master, can you help me spotting the volunteers?
Jignesh, you raised your hand. This is the other one or for this one?
Oh, sorry, I missed to.
Okay, fine. So we can go for Aarti. Kunal,
yes.
Aarti.
All right. Toastmaster Aarti. Your topic is a natural wonder you like the most. A natural wonder you like the most, Toastmaster Aarti.
A natural wonder I like the most is I am a big boy living around very natural, staying with the nature and living in the nature. It is our bungalow that is residing with a very tall, big 100 or 150 years old trees. So it is just a wonder that sometimes I see that so many birds are at the time of evening. They are chirping and different type of different colors and different type of birds. They are making a very beautiful sound in the morning as well as in the evening. The sparrows that comes into my dining room and searching for something. That's really wonderful for me. And apart from all other wonders, when I see that one bird type of thing flies and then sits on the tree and then starts running. It was not the bird. It was a flying squirrel. Suddenly, it was a moment. At that time, I was not expecting such type of thing, but I suddenly, I was startled. Oh, it's not a bird. It's moving. It's walking on the branches of the tree, and that's flying squirrel. So that is the wonder that I came to know about that when I came to Digboy. And another wonder is hornbill bird. When first time I saw hornbill bird, it was really mesmerizing thing for me, and I cannot forget all the experiences that I have at Digboy. Thank you. Over to you.
That was amazing, Toastmaster Aarti. Thank you so much. Now, do we
Thank you.
have our next volunteer? All right, Toastmaster.
Akarshak.
Okay, do we have Akashak? I think we have Akansha Verma. So can you spotlight her?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Toastmaster Akansha. Tourism destroys nature. Tourism destroys nature. Toastmaster Akansha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kunal, for providing such a topic, and that is quite relevant for my experience because I am totally a nature person. I love traveling. So in combination, I am experienced person in this regard. Now talking about the tourism best strike nature, yes, it does, because it gives a reason. Tourism gives a reason of people like me who are nature lover to go towards the nature, to go towards uh, to celebrate the nature, to be part of it. But at the other end, on the other hand, we also have a problem that because of tourism, we have lots of businesses coming up like hoteling, restaurants, and all. So it is also in a way destroying the nature. So ultimately, we have to find out a way in between where we have to maintain the tourism so that people like me enjoy the nature and go towards the nature. And at the same time, they can also balance the nature and preserve that nature which has given us to as a precious gift to us by the nature or by the God. So that is something which I think that we should definitely have the tourism in place, and to provide all the facility which has been given by the government, which has been given to all of us. And at the same time, we have to maintain the nature of the balance of the nature so that we can enjoy the gift we have. That is all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akansha. That was indeed a very wonderful take on the topic.
Thank you.
Now, do we have any guest to volunteer? Jignesh, would you like to try?
Sure, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you.
Need to switch on my video as well. Yes. Yeah, fine. Yes, please.
Toastmaster Jignesh. It's time to care before water is rare. It's time to care before water is rare. Toastmaster Jignesh.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Kunal, for the topic. So for me and for the earth, as we are seeing the drinking water, which is a scarcity nowadays, and if we as a human being will not be aware of those concerns which has been raised by the United Nations and the economic forums as well, that the water will become a rare commodity if will not use it in a proper way. And to just give you an insight about one of the latest development, what I had read in some articles in last month, which talks about in US stock market, water is going to be listed as a commodity, right? So there will be a trading is going to be happen in the US stock market as a water as a commodity. So this is a signal for all of us to work around like how best we can use the water and how water is going to be crucial part in the coming years. As we are seeing the water are some of the messages which is floating into the WhatsApp groups as well, saying that my father has seen is as a river, my kids are seeing or my grandfather has seen as a river, water is flowing in the river. My father has seen it is in a pond. I'm seeing it in a bottle, and I don't know like how my kids are going to be see those waters. So it will really not work for the water, or will not save the water. It will be difficult for us as well to survive in this world as well. So thank you, Toastmaster Kunal, and over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jignesh, for such a wonderful insight on this topic. Now, do we have any volunteers for the topic?
Surabhi.
Okay.
Yes, Surabhi.
Surabhi, would you like to participate?
Yeah,
Great.
I like to try.
Yes, Surabhi, your topic is 3 steps that you have taken to save environment. 3 steps that you have taken to save environment. Guest Surabhi.
Okay. My first step, I always try to save water, and I always use water little in every household work. And second, I always try to use less of poly bags. And third is I don't do any type of pollution. I prefer walking, although vehicles. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Surabhi. I'm sure with a little more practice, you will do great. I would like to see you as a member of a club soon. Now, do we have, yes, Zoom Master Manas, would you like to take up a topic? Or Akarshak, would you like to try?
Yeah, you can choose me. I create spotlight. Yes.
Okay. So after that, we'll have Toastmaster Akarshak. So Toastmaster Manas, in 2050, how future transport will look like? In 2050, how future transport will look like? Toastmaster Manas.
Yeah, thank you, Tabletop Master. Kunal, you really set new ground. So right now, all people are concentrated about their environment. They are just celebrating lot of like water day, World Environment Day, all the things. And every technology person, scientist, from a common person to a scientist, they are working to save, to optimize that natural resource at their level. Like our Dheeraj just passed alternate day during the winter. So I saw that in coming future 2030, that there should be no diesel petrol car on the road, all are electric. I saw that all the trains will move, that our cargo train also move through electricity. Right now, whatever we stop, total entire stop that petrol, diesel vehicles on road or on train. And on that flight mode also, we will optimize that diesel cost. So I'm saying, I can say that we would not use that petrol, diesel, and we all go for that solar light. There would not be any lights generated from that other sources. We'll all at every home, not only on that industry level, at every individual home also will go for the solar lights. So all these new things are in my visions. Let's see, it is up to us, not that government, who can build our future, who can do that, as per that, as the, we need to sustain one what we want. Thank you, Development Master. Great topic.
That was amazing, Toastmaster Manas. I truly related to your topic. Now, can we have Toastmaster Akarshak on the spotlight? Yes. Toastmaster Akarshak. The topic is love is in the air, but air is highly polluted. Love is in the air, but air is highly polluted. Toastmaster Akarshak.
Akarshak, you are on. Akarshak, we are unable to hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Great.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, table topping master Kunal. I believe you're out to seek for revenge since the first day I gave you that weird table topic. So, love is in the air. Of course, it's in the air. You just don't see it. You just have to talk to people to understand it, to explain it, and to spread it. I have lived in a city like Delhi, where there is a lot of pollution. And that's where I fell in love for the first time. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but your theory does work out, right? So there was a lot of love, but it got lost in all the pollution. I believe I should blame the pollution for my love not working out. Regardless, I think love has a lot of forms. And I have given a lot of speeches on love and its different elements. I think if we work towards a common goal with all the love around us, spreading a lot of joy with all smiles and laughter, I believe we can start diminishing the effects of all the pollution as well. Pollution at the end of the day is already spread because of all the hate towards each other, because of topics such as politics, religion, and the misuse of educational rights. There are a lot of topics in the world which hamper the growth of society as a whole. And I believe love is one of those topics that can help us save it. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster, table topping master Kunal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akarshak. It was indeed a very delightful story that you shared, and I'm sure that you had great time living those moments. Now, can we have one more guest to finish it off the things? Can we have Kuldeep, if he is available and willing to participate?
Hello. Hello, Kunal.
Or can we have Monica? She is not playing any role today.
Hello, Kunal.
She is not there. Okay, Kuldeep is here. Kuldeep, would you like to participate for the last topic?
Yes, I can try. Actually, there is a big problem of fluency of, so, but I will.
No worries, I'm sure you'll do well. Okay, Kuldeep, your topic is India, nature at its finest. India, nature at its finest. Toastmaster Kuldeep.
Okay. You mean India has a finest nature? Actually, I have said that I have a problem of fluency. I can speak better in my mother tongue, but in English it is difficult to me. But I will try. India has a finest nature. Actually, little difficult topic for me. There is no any easy topic or easy.
No worries, Kuldeep. You can just go on. You can share anything which is coming to your mind.
Nature. Okay. It is a God gift to India. India has a good, finest nature. We can see around us. There are many jungles, especially in Gujarat. I am talking about Gujarat, I belong to Gujarat. Gujarat has many jungles, forests. I mean, forest. You know about Gir forest. Have you heard about Gir forest? Anyone? Gir is a best forest in Asia. The Asian lion belongs to Gujarat. It is we can say that it is a gift, God gift to Gujarat. And I do not travel anywhere in India, so I don't know about much other states. But India has finest nature. I know that. Okay, that's then I have done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guest Kuldeep. I'm really happy to see you that you took the courage to at least to participate. I'm sure with a little bit of practice, you'll do well in the future. So that's all Toastmasters that I had to share. And I'm sure after listening to all the delightful topics and the speeches, you became a little more cognizant, a little more aware, because that's all that we can do on our part to curtail any future damages from the environment. Before I hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, I would like to call upon the timer, Toastmaster Nayan, to give us the timing details of all the speakers. Over to you, timer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal. All the speakers and participants of Table Topic Master were cognizant of the time. All of them have break the rules, and they have actually completed within the time limits, and they all are qualifying for the evaluation. Over to you.
Okay, timer, I didn't get you. Can you repeat? Is the timing details are done?
So I was saying that all the speakers were cognizant of the time, and they all have completed in within the time limits. That is
all right. Got it. Got it. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite our Zoom master for the polls for the best table topic speaker, if he is ready. Are we ready with the polls? Toastmaster Manas.
Yes. I'm just launching that poll. Yes, we can go now.
Are we done, Zoom Master Manas?
Yes, we're done.
Thank you. So that's been my time, and I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aastha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal. So moving ahead with our discussion, World Environment Day is celebrated annually on 5th June and is a United Nations principal vehicle for encouraging awareness and action for protection of the environment. There's only a week to go for this prosperous day. This day was first held in 1974 and has been a platform for raising awareness on environmental issues such as marine pollution, overpopulation, global warming, sustainable consumption, and wildlife crime. World Environment Day is a global platform for public outreach with participation from over 143 countries. Each year, the program has provided a theme and a forum for business, NGOs, communities, governments, and celebrities to advocate the environmental causes. Now, besides the individual initiatives, what I have seen is that in the recent years, many startups have come up with several initiatives at corporate levels to promote energy saving and efficiency. For example, we have My Bike in Ahmedabad and in Gandhinagar, which was started in Ahmedabad in May 2014. It was founded by Arjit Soni, and the project was supported both by the private sector as well as by the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. The project was started with just 200 bicycles and 4 stations, but has now spread to the cities like Bombay, Udaipur, Nagpur, and it even has B2B clients like Reliance, ONGC, Adani Shantigram, and ISRO, etc. Today, this particular platform even has a mobile app through which the bicycles can be logged, unlocked, and can be placed at their proper position. There is another startup based in Kanpur. The startup is called Fool and Company, which is the world's first profitable and lean solution to the monumental temple waste problem. It basically uses the flower cycling technology to collect tons of floral waste from temples of Uttar Pradesh and converts them into charcoal-free incense, organic, and biodegradable packaging material. There is another startup called Feeding India. This particular startup takes the leftover food from the poor. They take the leftover food and feeds it to the poor, and hence solves the 2 major problems of India. One is hunger, and second, food wastage. This is done by helping the needy to get access to the excess cooked food from restaurants and caterers. There are many other startups which are currently working in this field. For example, we have Just Organic. This particular startup makes sure that the cosmetics which are used by ladies are completely animal free and are produced from vegan products only. There is Encasia, which is based in Bangalore, and this works on recycling of clothes and materials. Thus, I think when initiatives are taken both at individual and corporate levels, we can somehow aim to achieve sustainable living in a decade or so. Let's make this earth a better place to live for our future generation, for our kids, so that they do not blame us for whatever we have left for them. With this, I think it will be good to start with the evaluation session. And may I now call upon the speech evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Vivek, to evaluate the speech of the speaker TM Akarshak. Toastmaster Vivek, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aastha. Whenever I start evaluating a speech, it always makes me nervous because it's impossible to find faults with people. I am a person who always sees the positive in people, and Toastmaster Akarshak, it was an almost impeccable speech. Even before you uttered a word, I was hooked. You know why? Reading the name of your topic, Maelstrom, it actually made me frantically Google what it meant, and then I realized. A great speech is what connects people. It reduces the distance between the speaker and the audience, both physically and mentally. And though we are staged virtually, you were able to do that. I never thought I was able to imagine a different full form for MOM. And you gave us 3, right? Minutes of meeting. You showed us Maelstrom of memories. You told about mother. You had great pauses. People say great music comes alive between the notes and great speech comes alive between the words. And you had perfect pauses so that whatever you're saying sinks in. I love the way you use the triplets, like overthinking, obsessing, oversharing. That was great. It had that catch with it. And the way you explained your journey, the way you pictured your olden days, the bus number 2892, the driver with a villainous mustache. It was nearly perfect. And we were able to connect when you're able to share the conundrum that you had when you lost your mom. Everyone must have lost a loved one someday in their life, and we could actually relate to it. And you made a great point. You need to listen with your heart and soul. Today's time and age, when we have a lot of physical disconnect and everything happens virtually, that's the only way you can survive and understand the other people. And being empathetic is the need for the hour. The only thing I believe could have made your almost impeccable speech really impeccable is your body language. I saw you moving a lot. You were clasping your hand. I believe you could have done a lot of movement at times with your hand that would actually complement the idea that you're trying to convey. The only other thing I believe is when I, as a person, am listening to speech, I would like to have one takeaway. It did have great messages of mental health, about listening, being empathetic. But when you give your audience that one single thought they can go away with and practice, it would have made it stick forever. To conclude with, you had great poise, great choice of words, great articulation, great pauses. With a bit of body movement and selected attention of call to action, this would have been the best speech I heard in a while. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Aastha.
A very crisp evaluation by Toastmaster Vivek of an almost impeccable speech. Very well said, Toastmaster Vivek. Now let's move on to our evaluation session part 2, which is by general evaluator. The general evaluator, Toastmaster Jamie, I would like to call you with your team to give the evaluation of today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Am I
you
audible?
are. Yes, you are.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So our general evaluation segment is characterized into three, or further cut down into 3 parts, one of which will be the tag teams report. We've already had the evaluation taken and a general evaluation of the whole meeting. Now I call upon the timer to give us the timing taken by the evaluator. Timer, can you please give us the report?
All the speakers were cognizant of the time. Toastmaster Akarshak took 7 minutes 3 seconds. Evaluator took 2 minutes 28 seconds. Whereas all the table topic master took less than 2 minutes 30. All of them have qualified and have broken new grounds. Over to you, Chandra.
Thank you, timer. Have you mentioned the evaluator's timing as well?
Yeah, it's 28 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Great. Now we move on to our second role player of the R counter for today. I now call upon for the R counter's report. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I've carefully noted down the everyone's use of. I've carefully noted everyone's use of our favorite words. Toastmaster of the day, Aastha, used 2 R's. General Evaluator Jamie used 2 arms. For the table topic section, table topic master Kunal used 1 R. Toastmaster RTU used several R's. Toastmaster Akansha used 3 R's. Toastmaster Jignesh used 2 R's. Guest Surabhi, you had 3 long pauses in your table topic. Toastmaster Manas used 1 R and 1 and guest Kuldeep used 4 hours and 1 long pose. I'm really happy to announce that Toastmaster Vivek, speaker Toastmaster Akarshak, Toastmaster Nayan, Toastmaster Rajal used 0 filler words in their speeches today. A big round of applause for them. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Counter. It was really nice listening from you, the whole report, which is meticulously taken. Thank you. Now we move on to the third role player, our grammarian. We had a lot of usages, so let's hear from her. Over to you, grammarian. Toastmaster Rajan.
Yes, I'm sharing my grammarian log. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is.
The option is not working actually.
Which option?
I'm not able to move my slides further.
Oh. Can you try this?
Okay, I'll just
reshare if possible.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I hope now it's visible.
You're able to see the first screen. I'm unaware if you're able to switch or toggle between your slides.
Okay, let me just a moment.
Yeah. So before which I'm really happy and glad that we are using such wonderful innovative methods to display our logs, and they are breaking new grounds, and also our joint meeting which is one of the kind. Yes, over to you, grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So these are some good usages of phrases and words that I found today's meeting. Phrases like pull your heart out was one of the phrases that I liked it. Words like sustainable, globalization, specimen, imbibe, contingency, obsessing, minute, hampers, mind-bending, mesmerizing, curtail, impeccable, clasping. These were the words that I found very precisely spoken by the speakers during the meeting. Some pronunciation errors that I found during this meeting, like gift and finest, there was the gift F sound was pronouncing little bit of like P sound. Gift. We can say that there was some kind of mother tongue influence while speaking these two words. We can improve it by practicing over the pronunciations. These are the list of words. These are the list of persons who have used word of the day and phrase of the day. Well, word of the day was used by Toastmaster Aastha, Toastmaster Manas, Toastmaster Dheeraj, Toastmaster Akarshak, and Toastmaster Nayan, as well as Toastmaster Vivek. None of them used phrase of the day. I would request everyone to inculcate this phrase of the day and word of the day in their daily vocabularies. This was all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Rajal. It was such a wonderful report, especially displaying the words that were very wonderfully used at appropriate, suitable places, which we can probably screenshot for now and then, use them in the week ahead. So great job done on that. Yes, now we go on to the third segment of our General Evaluator segment, where I would be giving an overview of the entire meeting. We started with a 1 minute lag, but yes, we started on time, having all the role players in, which was a great job. Usually we have very less role players here and there, but we made sure that we had all the role players in on time. And then we began with great pomp from Toastmaster Manas, and then going on to our presiding officer. And and then we had our Toastmaster of the day. Our Toastmaster of the day had a wonderful topic today, which is quite valid and useful for our today's life, because sustainability is something that we often do not consciously think about, but thanks for bringing it up. And this was really a great way of how we can equip ourselves with the ideas that are given by others as well. You made it so engaging that everyone was able to share openly and comfortably. That kind of a convivial setting we had, where we were all able to speak up and convey our thoughts in our minds. So thanks for making it very engaging and a very thought-provoking session with a nice video that you also shared about the Bishnoi. But I feel I have one recommendation for you. We could have tested the technical part earlier in advance. If you are having something like this to share, it's really wonderful. It did give us a lot of insight, and it's very nice for an online setting where people are really engaged throughout the video. But please do check it out in advance so that we don't miss out on our time, because we lose quite valuable time in the middle and people might, drop off. So let's keep that in mind to join like around at least 10 minutes in advance and check all of them. At the same time, it was really engaging and great job done on that. We really enjoyed, even to the very end. You kept us engaging with all of the research and stuff. So great job done on that. We go on to the table. The prepared speeches were no wonder. It was really amazing. Thank you. And even the evaluation was really well done, because I really took away a lot of things that I should utilize in my speech. And then we go on to the Table Topics Master. Table Topics Master, I feel, was really close to the topic and made sure that everyone took part, and not even leaving a single person. He made sure that everyone who's not taking a role did have a table topics to give. And even he caught hold of the role players and the speaker. So great job done. You have a real great persuasive nature that you and a convivial nature as well, to make everyone come up and give the table topics. And all the table topic speakers, please do give a pat on your back. You are really awesome and great job done. On the confidence level, you are all very confident enough to speak up before an unknown crowd sometimes, or a mixed crowd that we have today. And a great innovative idea of collaborating between two clubs. A great job done on that, SETM and Gandhinagar Toastmasters. It's really a wonderful meeting, and I'm very sure that you learned from each other. I did see a lot of variations as opposed to the usual meetings that are happening in this part of our place. I'm near Mumbai, so I'm near SETM. So I've been to SETM clubs or other clubs, and we usually have certain differences in the agenda and all. But then, yeah, it was really amazing. It was a great experience for me. I was there throughout, and a great job done. Every role player was very precise, very dedicated to their work. So congratulations, and a great way ahead for both the clubs. Oh, thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jimmy. Now I would like to hand over the floor to Toastmaster, to presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Dheeraj. I hand over the floor to you. Thank you.
Yeah, Toastmaster of the day, Dheeraj is not out. Actually, we need to I am just requesting Vivek to come out and have that rest sessions. Vivek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas and Toastmaster Aastha. Toastmaster Aastha, I have a bone to pick with you. I actually thought I just have to speak for 2 more minutes and you'll carry you much longer, but anyways, right? So last but not the least, right? While Toastmaster Manas is preparing the certificates, humans have evolved when we always focus towards finding new things to break grounds, right? And as our topic today, sustainable living has always been a topic that I believe every school kid has been taught, right? I mean, believe it or not, when at least In the Stone Ages, was when I was in school, they used to teach us something called environmental science, and they used to mark us for that. Right? And weird thing is, as we grow older, we get more focused toward technology, we get more focused towards our convenience, and we forget all what damages that we're doing. One of the questions that Toastmaster Aastha had asked during the training was, what do you do, right? I mean, everyone out there was saying great things. I was actually feeling guilty that I do not do anything for the environment. But then I realized, hey, that's fine, Vivek, you do something for the environment. And I thought, what is that? My alter ego started speaking to me, right? And then I realized I do the most efficient way, right? Because ask not what the country has done for you, but ask yourself what you have done for the country. So what have I done for environment? Well, every time I go out, every time I see someone else doing something, at least in my family, even though if I don't follow it, I make it a practice to preach, right? Even if I don't practice what I preach, I at least try advising people. Right? That gives me a good thing, because when I say, hey, don't litter it here, you're polluting the environment, the other person feels guilty and they put it in the dustbin. Even if I don't do it, they do it, right? So that's some part of me helping by educating how you can prevent or safeguard the nature. But then again, that topic is always controversial, right? I mean, I am a conspiracy nut. So if you don't know, I would love to always be a devil's advocate in whatever I do. And these great forums, your G8 Environmental Summit, when you think of it, people who actually come there to participate, I don't think they are rowing boats or cycling their way over there, right? They're still flying their private jets, polluting the nature. And there is always a theory that says, at the end of the day, these ice caps melting, global warming, everything is got to happen anyway. Because if you look at the Stone Ages, you look at the Ice Age, everything, these things ought to happen someday or the other. But what we are doing is actually fastening the things up, right? So I seriously, even though if I don't believe in a lot of things, I do believe we are actually fastening the process out, and the future generation who are coming would not have or enjoy things that we are able to enjoy now. Right? And as Toastmasters, everyone over here have joined the clubs, our respective clubs, to embark on a journey to improve ourselves. And the only way you can improve is when you get feedbacks, right? And the best person or the people who we can get feedback are our guests, because they are able to not be suffering from the tunnel vision that we have and are able to look at how the meetings went from a third person's perspective. So I would love to invite our guests to go ahead and share their feedbacks on, one, how the meeting went. Second, how in their perspective, if something different can be done, would be more thought-provoking and would make them come over and over again to all of our meetings, and someday or the other become a member, right? I mean, to be honest, I would love to have you all as a member of one of the Toastmasters Club over here, but we would need to go ahead and motivate you to do that, right? So let me call upon our first guest, Jignesh, to go ahead and mute himself and provide his feedback on how he felt the meeting went.
Thank you, Vivek. It's really wonderful to come on this Toastmaster Club event, right? Whenever I come, I'll see something new energy or new discussions, and the topics are coming up. So it's really an energetic one. Yes, I do like to be a member, but somehow like works not permitting and consistency is not there. So that's the reason I'm just thinking of like how soon I will become a member of the group or a Toastmaster Club. But looking to the topics, as I'd seen a couple of topics in the last weeks, but today's topic is something that close to my heart. So I thought, why shouldn't I be a part of this discussion or listening to all of you today? So really good going. No more suggestions, as I'm a guest. I'll have not that much in-depth knowledge about the group, but yes, we are doing good, and we should do good with such topics which will help the people or attract the people as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Jignesh. Next, I would love to call upon Surbi to go ahead and provide her feedbacks of how she felt and what we could do better. Surbi, if you can unmute yourself and provide your feedback, that would be awesome. Surbi, I believe you're on mute.
I joined meeting for absorbing everyone, how to speak and how to fluent in English. And this is nice experience. I learn many things from you, and I will try to speak. It's a very great experience to join this meeting. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Surbi, for that. I mean, we always love when we hear that people do get motivated from us, and that's what keeps us going each and every week. Like, thanks a lot for all your kind words. I would now like to call upon our third guest, Kuldeep. Kuldeep, if you could unmute yourself and provide your feedback on how we felt the session.
Hello. Actually, I am unable to give any feedback because your club is great and all are great. Thank you giving me chance to participate in and inspire me to speak for speaking actually. Um, and it is uh, good to me that become a I participate such a club. Before this, I never joined any club or participate any uh, conversation or debate. And all topics are great, and especially topic of the day, sustainable today or better tomorrow. And thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Vivek.
Thank you, Kuldeep. Toastmaster Manas, are the certificates ready?
Yeah, you need to launch the poll.
I need to launch the
Here
poll.
I am launching the poll.
Yeah.
Yeah, requesting all of you to vote for your best role player and best auxiliary role player, please.
Toastmaster Manas, did you receive all the responses, or you're pending for someone else?
Yes. We'll close it. So meantime, I will ask the result to take the group snap. So meanwhile, I'll prepare that certificates.
Okay, perfect. So Toastmaster Rajat is going to take a screenshot. So I would actually ask everyone to go ahead and turn on the cameras, put up a smile on your face, and yes, right, because at the end of the day, this is going to be posted on some social media platform. You want to look your best, right? Even if you don't have a Tinder profile like me, because I'm married and I cannot, my wife will throw me out. But still, if it's going on a social media, let's just put a smiling face out there, right? Toastmaster Raja, let us know once you've taken. My cheekbones start paining.
Sure, just a moment. So, yeah, I have taken.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's good to go for that certification awards distributions. So,
okay, perfect, right? So people, I do know everyone's motivated. That's the reason why you joined Toastmasters, right? And we don't go by laurels or awards, but still, that's something that keeps motivating everyone. So let's go to the certificate to see who did well, who did not. Yeah.
So I am requesting Rajal to spotlight that winner. Maintain. Yes, it's the best table topic push to Toastmaster Akarsak. Can you just can you spotlight Rajal? Can you spotlight our Akarsak, Toastmaster Akarsak? Akarsak, hope you are.
Yeah, because I do know Akarshik has the same problem.
Let me try.
Yeah, I believe Akarshik has the same problem that I have, right? You can't keep your face smiling, it pains. So please.
Just a sec. I am trying. I'm trying to do Akarsak. Akarsak, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I am here. I don't know if I'm visible or not.
Yes, yes. Right now you are on the picture. Yeah, just a sec. Good, Akarsak. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Then it's our Rajal. Best role player Auxiliary Awards. Congratulations, Rajal.
Thank you.
Can you on your video, please?
Yes, I have already switched on my video.
Okay, so you know that you are the award winner. So congratulations, Rajal.
Thank you.
So last one is our best role player goes to Toastmaster Kunal. Toastmaster Kunal, congratulations. Thank you. Over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. I do know we are coming on top of the hour. Officially, I could deem this meeting open, but I would go ahead and encourage everyone to stay to networking, right? I mean, since we are top of the hour, the meeting is officially over, but if anyone wants to pick the other person's brain, you're free to. You can unmute yourself and network.
Yeah, we can stop the video, we can stop the recording.
Yeah, you can.